Hello everyone. Hello world. Welcome to QTV. This morning I am Ibrahima Soribalde. Yeah, so we are back again on another edition, and it's Tuesday, the 13th of February. It's still my birthday month. And Elijah's birthday month as well. Aliu Jalo and Benjamin, our birthday month. So, you know, we are about to rock and roll again on this morning, and I am joined by Julde Njai. Julde, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Ibrahima. Good morning to Mr. Mboch and to our viewers from wherever they're watching us from. Pa Banjo. It's always good to share this platform with him.
Mr. Mboch,
did you hear
Mr. Mboch, Pala, no, man, I think they, your pa, uncle.
Of course, I'm not a pa.
And
I resent being called a pa. But, middle age, perhaps, I don't know.
I think that when you get to a certain age, maybe, so duge 60, them sikaw. Why 60, sir? Them sikaw lolu, sir, you are beginning to become a pa.
To have so life expectancy, wow, even fees, and you go feel. So I'm on a time where maybe 50 or Maganga. Perhaps not so much now. So things have moved on a bit.
Things are moving. Yeah. Maybe different attitudinal change. You need to adopt maybe regular exercise be prepare food be wàññi sukur bi yooyu yëpp léegi mu ngi nit yaa ngi ko adapt waaw because man ku ma doon gën a lekk sukur amut waaye here and there duga fii léegi Mr. Ka mu ne la ne wàññil sukur bi you are a young man waruloo am diabetes time bi defal ndànka
big time.
Yooyu daf laa mën a dimbale nga wàññi.
That's it. So loolu mooy health. So the health, within health, nit ñaa ngi gën a aware one, and medical science tamit ngi improve. So am na feebar yu bari perhaps la doon rey before. Now they can be cured. We are learning more, knowing more, improving our techniques. So life expectancy is going up. So you go to the West now. So I'm a 70, magulolol, really. Dig yangi am ñu bari ñu ngi 80. Nga am ñele nga 90, stuff like that. So it doesn't matter much.
Why man suma sété
suma panga de waaw.
Waaw suma sété suñ generation bi dama dé waaru amoon na time ñoo xam ne dañ dé dunda ay 1000 years loolu yàgg na. Waaw loolu yàgg na. You know loolu daf laa woon ne comme early people dañ doon am at yooyu noonu. So
but that is unhistorical. Amut fen fung recognize well, you will have some books that would say that. But musuta any scientific basis nit munna dunda for 1,000 years old. There is none of that. So man, I'm not gonna go into that. You have like
nañ ko bàyyee ñu jàngay nañ ko bàyyee ñi nga xam ne ñoo amee yooyu ba pare ñoo jàng yooyu.
Yeah, man, I have no idea about somebody,
human being. Why léegi nag suñ generation nga gis ku dunda 125 years.
Yes, we've seen that. Yes.
Daf dee am.
Absolutely. So liñ calculate ne human being really the maximum low dunda given our physiology. You see, that's the limitation, the physiology. Can we go to 130, 140? Say 150, sir, you are stretching it.
Wow.
Not yet. Perhaps there might be a time in the future when human could stretch that long. While from there, what we see is 120, stuff like that. 115.
So I'm 90, so you know, market now.
No, that's what we've seen.
Julde, man, dama de halat sometimes dafa am na at yo de aga dang de dem be market do de munal sa boppa dara.
Absolutely.
You know. Dama de halat tam duna be time bobu tam. Garaw de.
Dunda be time bobu kay moy lolu because dang de nek a liability to people, and at some point everybody is fed up with you. Because though they muna dafa sa boppa dara. Because I could remember before my grandfather passed away, he wasn't that old. But at some point, we were fed up. Come grannies, granddaughters, grandchildren. You were fed up with him at some point. Wow, because the far talk for sometimes I don't go one where record the far force ne the far or te munut or te su ore mo am problem. Then you know bori one you know and you know kone you know that he missed it. Reg mu dok. So there was a day mu find out that was not true. Ki defa mer kero daf ñu saga. So it happens at some point if you reach a certain age. You know, if you're healthy, maybe then they exercise, you eat healthy. If you kick 90 and so, you could still be handling yourself and taking care of yourself. But if you're someone you don't eat healthy and also you don't exercise regularly, it becomes a problem. By the time you reach 90, munatuloo def dara. Ñi ñoo la génn ekati dugal defal la lu nekk so loolu da nga gis ne coono la. And at that point da nga gis ne ñu bari they wish that pour ñu dee rek moo leen dee gënal ñu nekk si that coono wala di sonal ñi. So it depends, Dal. You know, diet and everything.
They go back to being kids.
Absolutely.
No, it's a very interesting cycle. Nakalako poet, we were here, I'm the child is father of the man. Ki dem na be magad. You maki fa nek moy sen papa de way mom ñu na be nekkat halal. That's what it is. You have to do all sorts of things for them. And yes, and I do worry. Man, I have to be honest with you. I do worry. I hope, well, I cannot see it anyway, but I hope I wouldn't be so old that I'll be a burden onto other people. I hate being a burden onto other people and that sort of thing. You're absolutely correct. But here we are.
You know, sometimes these things are crazy.
Papa
even buneke ne yange halat certain things. Maybe your no project is alive. After the day mel nunu, you want to live maybe bebori 85 or 95 hamga because bugulo romba fufu nunu nganyudi. Why? After the day you muromba fufu nunu. So that is what it is. Understand? While feka, you are also living with people that have understanding. Understand? You know, so nunu la dem.
Life mom depend na because I've seen someone call him nemunge wa nemom buguta romba 60 years old and never buga there before that age, and I was like, really? You know, are you that frustrated in life? No, I'm not frustrated. I'm a feeling like if I accomplish what I came here to do, there is no point for me to stay longer. You know, and I think that was really interesting for me. So it depends. I'm not hamne that they wish that before 50 new day.
No, man,
it happens.
Bugana them 100 plus day.
I don't want 100.
Man, I don't want to go on.
With these things, I never speculate lila buga or buguma lelendik. That is completely irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Whatever may decide, it's not about man lan la buga or la bugut.
Absolutely.
So man, I want to stay within the realm of man lan la muna def. You know what I mean? What is within my control? So regarding that, they want to try to eat healthy. It doesn't guarantee you anything. How many people knew eat healthy? I'm so disease all day, stuff like that. So I just try to be as rational as possible. What is within my control, I see what I can do. What is not within my control, I just buy konono, like the mother waste my time. I cannot do anything about it.
Absolutely.
I would rather focus on stuff that I can do something about. Otherwise, why do I waste my time on stuff that I cannot do anything about? Oh.
Okay, let's proceed with this proverb. And the proverb reads, attitude is a little thing that makes the big difference. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Mr. Boyd.
Why should I begin? You invited me here.
You are the guest, so we are trying to serve it to you.
Immediately I saw that, I just remembered, when I was at KYT, you know, in education, they tell you, what is competence? You see, I used to talk to educationists a lot to know some of these things. What is competence? Attitude is one of the terms that they use. They said competence has got really 3 pillars: knowledge, skill, and attitude. And it appears as if that's the bit that we forget, really. So a lot of people, we go around boasting about how much knowledge we have or how much the skills we have. We can do this, we can do that.
Absolutely.
Without that attitude, we could be such horrible people. I can be brilliant at what I do, but I'm just an awful human being. When we have an appointment, I will never come, and stuff like that. So attitude makes all the difference. And there's a related proverb saying that it is your attitude, not your aptitude, the ability, that will determine your altitude. It's exactly the same thing. Attitude makes all the difference, I think, between failure and success. That's my suspicion.
Many.
Suspicion.
I saw a post
Bobby,
too.
that's his suspicion.
I saw a post too, and the post said, many beautiful young ladies are married, but attitude is busy taking them back home.
But that is sexist there.
Yes,
But that is sexist there.
Well, look, that's what
I wish Jenna
no, that's the post. It said many beautiful young ladies are married, but attitude is busy taking them back home.
The attitude of their husbands. That's why they're going back home. One can put it that way. But that is the thing. I mean, your outlook, your approach to things, really, even worldview, you know, how do you approach work, as it were, what does it mean to you? Or even how do you deal with your neighbors? You know, everywhere you go, in all social interactions, we take certain attitudes, we take certain ways of seeing. It's really a way of seeing things to our relationships, see? So to have the congenial, you know, collegiate, you know what I mean, having that team spirit, esprit de corps, stuff like that. That sort of thing matters a lot. And I'm always complaining about people's attitude. So that's true.
So attitudinal change, Julda, what do you think?
I think it's important in every aspect. As human beings, of course, we all have our dark side. You know, we have our bots, but the most important thing as an individual is to strive to improve yourself every day. I mean, for me, I am one person who thinks that I don't care what really people think about me, so long as my conscience is clear, you know, about things that I'm doing, about people, how I deal with people. So long as my conscience is clear, I don't really give any, like, I don't care about what people really think of me or what they say. Because people will always say, people will always judge you. People will always, and sometimes they judge you based on their own problems, not based on how you are. They perceive you based on their experiences and, you know, what they make of you. So you are not in any position really to defend yourself or justify yourself. Time will always tell. I mean, the truth will always come out. Man, that is what I believe in. That is why when people think of me in certain way, I don't really waste my time to explain to them, no, this is me or this is that. I just leave it to that, to nature, to really deal with it. Because I believe that as time goes on, the truth will always come out to light. And, you know, it's important. Just deal with yourself internally. Be free inside and know that what you're doing is the right thing. And don't mind what really people are thinking. Because if you're focused on what Balde thinks of me or what Mr. Mboy thinks of me or what Mr. Mboy says about me, I mean, you're wasting your time. You're just sitting there
negative.
because Balde and Mr. Mboy and Joel, they will always think of something different about you. So, but you as the individual, you know yourself better. Deal with it. If you have something, the most important thing is just be honest to yourself. You know, if you're honest to yourself and you know that what you're doing is the right thing, come on, that's it. But the worst thing, it's not being honest to yourself. You know, lie to yourself, okay, this is it, when it is not the case.
Well, I mean,
Mr. Mboy,
you
have a lot of
it is said, you can lie to everybody,
but not yourself.
But you cannot lie to yourself. I used to have one of my ustazes during my high school days. He's from Kirimama. Kirimama in the North Bank region. He's called Ustaz Jallo. I think he's related to Aliou Jallo, sort of. He will tell us in the class, attitudinal change. I mean, always. I mean, he will tell us, if you want to succeed, attitudinal change. I still remember that. So I think the attitude is very important.
Did you ask him, what do you mean by
attitudinal change? I know
it's wrong. What am I doing now that I should?
Well, I know it's the behavior of boys. I mean, for me, I clicked directly. I realized it's the attitude of, you know, certain boys behave differently. Maybe he's in class and you are not concentrating. You know, he's about to lecture you and you are not in the class. So I think that's where it comes. I mean, attitudinal change. Obviously, it's from the negative to positive. That's what he's talking about.
My friend will always say, come sometimes when Jamano, you know, then they recall you used to be awful in this and that. And then she would tell me, do attitude, Jamano la one Rex. So I'll be like, really? Said, yeah, I'm gonna do attitude. Now it's, you know, I will not do something like that because I'm all mature, I'm all grown up. So Jamano la one Rex, bunko classify as attitude.
Yeah, so this is exactly what I want to get to. What exactly do we mean by attitude here? For instance, imagine Mr. Balde there, came to work, you've been given 2 assignments, you've done 2 stories, and towards the evening, this breaking story, most of the reporters have gone home, so your editor-in-chief calls you up and say, please can you go and cover that? You'll probably be there 2-3 hours. What would be your response? Oh, I'm tired. I hear it all the time. Or you're like, man, this is an emergency. I must step up. See, this is what we are talking about when we're talking about one's attitude.
Positive attitude.
And that is the important thing here.
Exactly.
This is really what helps at work. Or you're working with other people. Often most of the stuff that we do, they're like in a chain. So you have one link doing certain things and you have other links. So the previous links, well, they've come late. What am I going to do? Oh, I better hurry up to make up for, you know, the fact that they came late. Or I'm going to take my time. It's not my fault. After all, they came in late. We see all of these things. That is attitude. It is being open and positive, responding to circumstances in the appropriate way. If you have something to complain about, when you finish your work, go back and complain. But whilst the work is there, show the right manner. You know, this thing has to go out maybe at 8 o'clock, so I better do this quickly. Never mind that the people previously came late. But you do see the reverse. Oh, let's take our time. After all, it's not our fault. They came in late. Oh, that's not a team. That's not the spirit of the team.
Well,
this is what is meant by
attitude is very important. I mean,
Absolutely.
for us to, I mean, be positive with our attitude.
And be mature. Don't respond emotionally. We tend to respond emotionally to circumstances. I like responding thoughtfully. We all have these emotions and stuff, but if you're aware, you can put a leash. It's like you have a dog, but you've got it, you know, you've tied it, you've got a rope. So you can put it in a leash. So we understand these things, but self-awareness, it's important. If you realize that you're responding in this way, I do it all the time. Butch, calm down, relax, you're overreacting here, stop being this, stop being that. So you're constantly doing that to adjust. Because the emotions just come spontaneously.
Yeah.
So it is thought.
It's time to take a break.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I think interesting, I mean, point there. You know, we can go on and on and on and on. So it's important for us to take a break and come back again. We'll be right back.
Kiusel moy suñu boss. Kiusel moy suñu boss. Kiusel moy suñu boss. Soro go ebe dawa full network suta tili QCell ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell most reliable network jumala keta wati QCell wo quality man nyon soto jam pona manke QCell hanibe wuloni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network ko se taria QCell suñu boss ñu fi njeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G 5G first and only 5G provider suñu boss itela follow adi doron nesa keno Gambia bela nyon tama fele QCell ko fasunta buka busi QCell itela molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kiliano yele imanyina amanda wala itela ka quality dila dadi ma itele silo wala wodol mume be keno ma QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss QCell suñu boss connection be bambandi QCell suñu boss QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss
back. This is QTV this morning. And I didn't, take my morning coffee today, so I am a bit sleepy. I'm still on heavy eye.
Well, what went wrong?
I came rushing and I couldn't prepare my coffee, but I'll do that just after. But our director is not taking good care of us in the studio. He doesn't pour coffee for us as well. Although he's the director directing the program, but he can also provide coffee for us as well. Director Aliu Jallo. Come on, man. Come on, Aliu Jallo. He said it's the responsibility of the producer to produce that.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're back. Yesterday, there was a political dialogue, sort of, whereby leaders of different political parties were called upon to State House, to sit and dialogue within themselves. Watan, nyaka watan mo urut, understand? So they were there. We had comments from different political representatives, although some of the political heads weren't there, but most of them, I am glad to see people like Halifa Sallah of the PDOIS, and of course we have Mama Kande of the GDC and a whole lot of political parties. They were there and, fruitful discussion. And if they go by what they discussed, I believe we will solve this political immaturity that we are, experiencing as a country.
And also former Vice President Bakari Dabo was there. So absolutely, I think the first thing for me, the first impression was that, quite impressive. The turnout was impressive. Perhaps I think all political parties, all of them were represented, weren't they? And what a fantastic gesture. This is the second such meeting. There was one last year, but this year there's a separate discussion, political leaders with the president, and then afterwards they've got all the activities planned as well, listening to John Charles Nyai, who was moderating the event yesterday. So yes, a fantastic idea. Maybe the interesting thing would be, as some of them said, Bakari Dabo amongst them, what next after here? So there is talk of institutionalizing it, which is an interesting concept. We'll see how that will be done. But it's a fantastic idea that when it comes to certain ideas, when it comes to certain matters, national interest matters that transcend party politics, everybody, the leaders of the political parties can come together, discuss, maybe agree on a policy program or whatever. So let us make some distinctions here. Yeah, we could all be in our political parties, and of course, the whole idea of existing is for us to be in power to implement our programs. I want to unseat you, but there are certain issues that are about national interest that we can agree on. In Britain, the Prime Minister regularly talks to the leader of the opposition when it comes to certain national matters. They regularly talk, even though maybe when you watch Prime Minister's Question Time, it might look like they're at war. Oh, please, that's just one piece amongst many. So we can have that maturity. There are certain issues on which I'll call the leaders. As a president, you'll call the leaders and you discuss. We hope that we are heading towards that kind of mature politics. Absolutely. Yet we will have our political differences, but we wouldn't forget the similarities.
I think that is important. The similarities should be, national interest, how best we can develop this country, how best we can ensure that it is peaceful country, it is a developed country, it is clean country. And, country, we fight corruption together. I think these are some of the similarities as far as I know of political leaders, because they will always come and say that we want to develop this country, we want to move it forward, we want to ensure that there is peace and tranquility in the country. But then the most important thing is honesty. Are they honest really about national issues? Where are they talking based on the personal point of view, or were they really seeing Gambia first? But I think in this case it's Gambia first, which I think is very important. But another thing that really got my attention was the fact that out of the 19 speakers, 14 political party leaders, it's just one lady who was present. You know, I really, that was shocking for me to know that it's just one woman who is also even happens to be representing her own party. So for me, I find that really shocking, and I think political party leaders should improve on that, because really it does not tell well. All what we hear them say, it's women empowerment, how to ensure that women are in key political positions, how to ensure that they end violence against women and girls, but that is not really reflective of yesterday's dialogue. Only one woman out of 19 speakers, that is really bad. I think they should really focus on that and improve on that.
Well, you know, this we've been talking about for a long time. I can remember for the past 2-3 years, we've been talking about women representatives, women involvement in politics, you understand? So let's be realistic here. Okay, fine. We want women to be engaged in politics, and we all understand today women, they make up the huge number of voters in this country, the women and the youth, you understand?
doubt.
When you look at it, past elections, the number of women that were out to vote, it's a huge number, you understand? But engaging and involving women at the end of the time in political, you know, positions, I think it's a thing that is really lacking. So we keep talking about this, but we've not seen any improvement.
We all know the socio-cultural reasons why things are the way they are, right? So now we want to move on to something else. So what do I do? I mean, the radical thing is to introduce quotas. Here, people are scared of talking about that. No, we shouldn't do this. They have all kinds of spurious, they've got all sorts of spurious arguments against this. That is the radical thing to do. There is another process that's going on, the education, culture evolving gradually. I mean, after all, in the West, they were more or less like us, much of a patriarchy and all the rest of it, but gradually with time that eroded, new ideas came in. The ideas are here, but things are moving. You know, Julia, you've been to school, look at you now, been to uni, then afterwards you're here presenting this. There was a time when women wouldn't do this. It's not that long ago. So let us recognize the improvements, drops in the ocean, some might call it, all the same drops. That's much better than nothing happening at all. So yes, this is going to go on for a while. If we're just going to follow on culture, politics, whatever it throws up, and the political leaders are really scared to take the progressive action, you must introduce quotas to force the issue. That's how you form a state. This is how you change things. You must force the issue on people. You can't have leaders running behind the people. You see, just to me, this is how I think. Nope, a leader, you should be ahead, and then people will follow. So who was it that said that a leader is somebody who would take your people and take them in the direction that humanity is going?
Exactly.
Yes, let's be bold, but I don't think many people are bold enough. You have to bring in quotas and really insist on it.
A leader itself, let's talk
Leadership.
about this. Who is a leader?
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Leader is
and
a president.
Julia, you mentioned something important, the meaning of leadership itself. Is a leader different from leadership, or leadership different?
No. We're talking about the same thing. Leadership,
absolutely.
the noun, the leader, the person doing
Leadership is
whatever
the
activity.
action, like action. It's a verb.
No, leadership is not the verb. To lead.
To lead.
Okay, that might be a verb.
To lead.
But leadership is
to
more
lead.
of a noun.
It's a noun.
Yeah, that's it. So people do tell you something, yeah? They said there are 3 elements, really, to leadership. One, there is a vision. There's somebody with vision, 1. 2, you can harness, rally people, inspire them to follow you, and then you fulfill that vision. So you do have a lot of people who call themselves leaders, but they cannot make people do anything. There's not that charisma. You cannot inspire anything. You're not really a leader, or only in name.
Not in
So only, absolutely. So when you take, for instance, people like Amilcar Cabral, he rallied the whole people to his cause. They were following him, stuff like that. So there is even Churchill, Second World War. Somebody said he mobilized the English language and sent it into war. Inspired people to be ready for a project,
Nelson
and then
Mandela.
you achieve it. Nelson Mandela. So these three elements,
Well,
there's a vision.
So
You use people, you can inspire them
Yes.
to come and work for you
Mr.
to
Mbok,
fulfill that
That's
vision.
where the acceptance come from. I mean,
Absolutely.
your people need to accept you as the leader.
Yes.
There is something that you do to them.
Yes.
There is something, your presence means something to them. I think that's a leader. You understand?
That's it.
There are scenarios that if other people are not present in a particular occasion or a particular thing, everybody feels dull. But once the individual is in there, everybody feels happy, energetic, proactive to do
stuff.
certain things.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I think that's leadership there. But without even forcing, without even taking a cane.
Chain. I think if,
When there is cane,
if
then
you-
that's dictatorship.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
that's-
you're a
yeah.
leader and, anytime you want something to be done, you have to use force, then I think you should look at yourself properly. You are not really a leader, like Mr. Moj said. You're just there, holding the name position, but in reality, you're not a leader. because
maybe
you can
you're a ruler.
you are a ruler, but not a leader.
Yeah,
So
that's
a
it,
leader
that's
is someone
right.
who knows
Yes.
the way, shows the way, and
That's
goes
it.
the way. You are a leader. But if you are there, the only thing you can do is when you use force or when you threaten people, that is the time you get to, get things done.
To achieve
Then
what you want.
One, I think you should really question yourself or ask yourself, because you are not a leader, because leadership comes with respect. If you don't earn that from the people that you're leading, I think really for me, you're better off, going home than just sitting in that position. But you earn that respect. How do you handle situations? How do you handle scenarios? Are you biased in the way you handle situations and scenarios? That determines a lot as to whether those that you're leading will respect you or disrespect you. Depends on you. So leadership, it's really difficult. Others are gifted naturally. Others are leaders, even if they don't really want to hold positions. But naturally, they are leaders. They are charismatic. When they speak, everybody listens, and that's just them. But others, they try to force it, but it can't work. No matter how much they force it, it can't really work, because they are not really born leaders. There is this phrase that we say that I am born a leader. I just have to put in a little effort and I'm good to go.
Well, Mr. Mboj, there are people too who are not very good with people. They are very good, they are intelligent, very smart, they can bring ideas, but they are not good at, mobilizing people,
Dealing
for
with
people to
people.
follow them. I've seen that. I've seen institutions fail, because the proprietor of those that own that institution, they are very good. They are perfect people. Like, they are good, you understand? But they cannot
Manage
mobilize
people.
and manage people. Sometimes those things happen.
But this is the second pillar we talked about. How do you bring in people? Another interesting aspect to this is sort of like, what qualities make a good leader? I once listened to Lee Kuan Yew. Somebody quoted him yesterday. Abdullah Jami, my old schoolmate. I'm not surprised that he quoted him. He loves stuff like that. Lee Kuan Yew said that all the great leader of Singapore, brilliant man, said the qualities, all the great people he met, so the distinguishing features, said one of them was confidence. That was very interesting. And secondly, he said, to be able to see the wood for the trees. It's an extraordinary, with that you need imagination, isn't it? So these were some of the things that he said you needed in a good leader. And to be empathetic. You got to have empathy for people, as it were. So you have all these different qualities that you need as a leader, and then how do you use these qualities for your society to reach what it needs to reach? And are leaders born or are they made? There's a debate still out there. We didn't know.
Going forever.
But we know that there are certain things that we must learn. So whether I'm born with anything, any potential, there are things that I need to do for me to fulfill that potential and right here. So there are things that you just must learn. It doesn't come naturally to anybody, you know. So I have to say that. So maybe there's a bit about being born with stuff, but again, there's a bit about learning it. You have a combination
it depends how
potential
you perceive
fulfillment.
things as an individual, how you learn. Some people are quick to catch things. Some people are very slow. It depends, you know. Some people, they have a very high IQ, you understand? Some, their IQ is very slow.
But low EQ. You know what they call EQ? Emotional intelligence. You can have high IQ, but very low EQ. So,
yeah,
so things are quite complex.
That can happen. I mean, but this topic here, it's a huge topic, and I know our viewers too. They have different perspective, and you know, on this topic. So, I mean, the dialogue is significant. That is the president meeting these people. I mean, he also said this is very significant to him, you know, bringing political leaders together. In fact, it's an opportunity for him to meet some of his friends that he missed since 2017. I mean, if not seen a lot of them, he mentioned one or two people that I've not seen this friend for a very long time. You know, so I think it's a very important, but only and until if they are able to implement all these discussions.
Well, implement what? I'm not sure whether they've agreed on anything that they will implement. First, let's deal with the attitude, if you know what I mean. What is the point of it? Then how do we reap fruits from this sort of thing? You talked about institutionalization, but that's just a general term. How would it look like in action? That is really what is important. Let us remember, was it last May, Macky Sall in Senegal had a national dialogue. You know, the circumstances were different and all of that, but what's happening now? So let's have these things, but everything will depend on what we do next. You cannot have the mouth saying one thing and your action doing something entirely different. And here, let us be careful. What do we mean by dialogue and agreement and all of that, yes? When it comes to national ends, what do we want in the end? Peace, national development, economic prosperity. We will all agree. Would you ever meet anybody who will say no? That's the easy bit. Now, when we go to the next question, okay, how are you going to achieve that? We will always have disagreements. It is in the very nature of decision making. In a democratic society, when it comes to policies, programs, and stuff like that, I will disagree. We will disagree. It doesn't mean that we are enemies. It doesn't mean that we are divided, because these are some of the differences that democratic society allows.
Absolutely.
It thrives on this. Diversity is the very heart of democracy. So these things will happen. So let's just understand what kind of consensus can we have. There's a certain level of consensus that is unhealthy in a democracy. Because it doesn't mean that we've all agreed. It only means that the loud mouths have sort of won, and the meeker people like me, you know, we just sat there not saying anything. It's as if it's a consensus. No way. It's just that
Thank you, Mr. Boch. I mean, that's what we have now. I mean, we've taken your time longer than expected.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And you'll pay me back.
All right, we'll take a short break. After the break, the program continues. We'll be right back.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Thank you very much, viewers. We are back again on another edition. I am starting the program. Can you imagine? On another edition. Yeah, so welcome back from that break. After a lengthy discussion with Mr. Momodu Sidimboj, now we head straight to the next segment of the program. We have a young Gambian actor making wave in the Nollywood industry by the name Musa Dao. You know, I think we've tried reaching him on several occasions. My colleagues were doing that link, but unfortunately, to busy schedules, he couldn't make it on the program. But today is the day. It's the D-Day. So, Mr. Dao, welcome to QTV this morning. The whole world is watching you at the moment.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here on QTV. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yes. Julde, I mean, sometimes, like I was discussing with Jenaba Sonko yesterday, I told Jenaba, Gambians can do many things outside.
Absolutely.
She said the environment is very tight. That's the journalism environment. A lot of students are studying journalism. You understand? You know, but it is so tight, you know, and opportunities outside are limited. I said, no, you shouldn't limit yourself to that. Now, we know the Gambian movie industry is not making wave. We can agree. Yeah. But here is a young guy making wave in another country.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So please take us through your career.
Well, I actually started my movie career in 2017, but I first featured in my major film as a screen actor in the Gambia, and that was in 2018 by Bakari Esongo, you know, and that film was actually, it was produced by Mamoudou Sabali, the former Secretary General. He was the owner of the film, you know, as at then. So from that first film, I think I've played just one scene, perhaps with one line.
So, but after that film, it actually gave me motivation to do more, because then I was actually, going about, following, directors, producers here to give me roles in films that, I can do it. But most of them, let me say all of them, do not respond to my message. So, Bakari Sonko did, because we actually met at a Bunjan Theater. So he liked me, but I've never sent him a message because I don't even know him, at that time. So after that, I went on. I said to myself, let me write a film. So I did. I never wrote a film before, but I did. I wrote Unfaithful Girl, and that was my first film that I wrote.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my life story. I wrote that film, and I single-handedly produced the film.
Wow.
And the film was a blockbuster. For the first time in the Gambia, my film production, we launched a film in 2019, November 9 at Q City Conference Center. We filled the ground. For the first time in the movie industry, we filled Q City Conference, Center, to the capacity.
You did everything single-handed.
Single-handedly with my people, Bruce Stars movie production. So life after Unfaithful Girl, people began to, recognize me. And the producers then wanted to work with me. So, yeah. And this same movie, Unfaithful Girl, took me to Nollywood.
Wow.
Like how? We would love to hear that story, the transition. How were you able to go to Nollywood? Are you the one who approached them, or they are the ones that approached you after seeing the movie?
Well, I've been approaching so many A-list actors in Nollywood. Okay. But they will read, they will not respond. But this particular producer is somebody that I know. I've been seeing his work in Nollywood. But on this fateful day, I was browsing on my LinkedIn. So he sent me a message that, he read my profile that I'm from Gambia and I'm an actor. He said he watched a film in the Gambia and is very interested. He loved the film and he wants to have the protagonist of the film in one of his films in Nigeria. So I was thinking that maybe I was talking to a scammer. People actually impersonating on social media. So I was thinking that, okay, maybe this one is a scammer. But I was still talking to him regardless. So I told him which film. He said Unfaithful Girl. So I ran into the 60s and 70s. I was like, Unfaithful Girl. But this was my film. But I was not sure. So I told him, do you have the link of the film? He said, yes. He sent me the link. I watched it. I said, I'm the owner of this film. He said, that can't be. That's not possible. So he said, I told him to call me on a video call. If he actually watched the film, then he will know it's me. Then he took my number. Later, I think weeks later, he actually called me. This was in Ramadan. He called me. Then my mom sent me at the bank, MCSS bureau at the turntable. So I went there. This was the last 10 days of Ramadan. He called me. When he called me on a video call, so the minute I confirmed that it is him, I was happy. I was just screaming inside the bureau. So he told me, okay, he's back in Nigeria, so he wants to have me in the film. Wow. So he was asking me how much is my salary.
Your worth,
yeah. Deep down in the Gambia, we don't even collect money.
Yeah.
Who is going to pay?
and you just form something.
Yeah. So he said, how much is your salary? I said, don't mind about my salary. Just give me anything you have. Let's get it done. Because I was eager to go. So he said, no, in Nollywood things are not done like that. Yeah. Every actor have their price.
You agree?
Yeah, you have every actor have their price tag. So give me your own. So I was scared, but I gave him a price tag. Unfortunately, we did not even bargain. He said, okay, no problem. Oh. How do you want the money? How do you want me to send you the money? Is it through account? Or, Nigeria, everything is about account. I said, no, send it to me through Western Union. He did. So I received the money. They booked my flight ticket. I think on the 14th of May, I left the Gambia. That was on the first day of Korite in 2021. That was the night I left. I went to Nollywood.
Wow, that was how you got to Nollywood.
You see?
So since you started working with them, how many films were you part of?
My first time, that was a contract. I featured in 3 films. Then I returned. when I returned to Gambia, so I had to return back again to Nigeria to go and relocate. So from 2021 to now, I think I featured about 20 to 15 films.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've produced 3 films on my own.
3?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah, no, in Hollywood.
What
3.
are the titles of the film?
Life of Pain, you know, Cruel Love, you know, and this film, I call it Between Us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So normally, what character do you normally have? Because sometimes others will love to be, you know, in village films or the city films or there's romantic movies and all of that. Normally, which character are you?
Well, normally I like to play romantic films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm not selective when it comes to roles. You know, any role that I'm given, I execute it the way you want it.
Okay.
So I feature in village films, I feature in contemporary films, you know, in glamour films, all kind of films I feature in.
What's
So
your favorite movie so far?
in Nollywood,
Yes.
my favorite movie would be Cruel Love. That's the latest film that I produced before I come.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually produced the film with my producer. Yeah, so that's my favorite film. Why is it my favorite film? Because I actually get to talk about Gambia a lot in the film.
Okay.
Yeah, so that makes it my favorite film.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, interesting. Mr. Dabo, so now I wanted to ask, what are you doing to come back home and set up our own and restructure our
Movie industry?
I mean, we don't have, I mean, there's nothing here.
Definitely. Recently when I came, you know, I think I came on the 29th. On the 1st, I started, you know, I conducted a workshop. I was teaching young people about acting, production managing, continuity, and different things that are related to filmmaking. So after we did that, you know, a lady in America, Maratu Tarawalde, I think she's the owner of Midwife and Mothers. So she has been following my work, you know, so she told me that she wants me to do a film for her. So she sent money and I've produced the film for her. And before then, before this film, you know, we produced at least 2 films, you know, with these people. So when I go back, you know, this is something that I want to do. I want to continue to be producing films here in the Gambia.
Okay.
So they will be part of it. But what I'm actually working on returning back. This would be perhaps in 2 years' time.
Okay.
To come back and maybe build a studio, and if I can have a small space, you know, to have a school, you know, then I can teach people about acting. Then I'll bring some, you know, Nigerian actors as well. We can come here, do films, collaborate, when they go back, just like Ghana. Ghana did it, and today their movie industry, they do not necessarily need to depend on other countries like Nigeria,
they're doing
you know,
well.
for them to grow. So their film industry is actually doing great, and they've been producing great stars.
Yeah,
as
when
well.
you look at the, you know, I think in the Gambia we are focusing more on the music.
Music, yeah.
And
You know,
entertainment.
and you know, there is a huge opportunity, you know, the film industry. You know, you can nurture it, you can grow it, and many people can be employed. Many people can earn their living.
Absolutely.
But it's a matter of who is to start this. I mean, we had a guy on our program called Babu Sise.
Yeah, Babu Sise.
Yeah, I mean, are you in touch or at some point? Did you,
No.
Have you met him before?
Yeah, I think I met him before I went to Nigeria. Yeah, this was it? It was a meeting, I think, I don't know whether it was conducted by the SAC, that is Screen Actors Guild of the Gambia. I can't really recall, but we met, I think, at Alliance Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I did not even go to Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, but I met him once.
All right.
You know, yeah.
I think you also have, you know, big projects for Gambia. Maybe you people collaborating will really help. So let's talk about the award.
Yeah.
This award looks good. So what award is this?
I won this award at the annual Nollywood Golden Africa Award.
Africa Best Movie Actor in the Gambia.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Yeah. So this is the award. I mean,
Congratulations.
like
Thank
I
you.
said, Gambians can do anything.
We have the talent,
You know,
we have what it takes.
You know, Gambians can do
Absolutely.
anything. I mean, look at a Gambian moving beyond borders. and making big names winning awards.
Absolutely.
Some people might think this is difficult and it's impossible. It cannot happen, but it's happening.
It's happening.
So we should use you. We should use you as a brighter example. You can do anything in life.
That
you understand?
you set
It's
your
a matter of
mind to.
dedication, and just be committed to what you do.
So as a young actor who is really making waves, what do you think are the problems in the Gambian, movie industry?
In the Gambian movie industry, there are a lot of problems.
And how do we move it forward?
First of all, we need to change our mindset and our attitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attitude. We were talking about attitude earlier on.
Me personally, I want to be an actor. Like, it's what I want to do as my career. Nothing else. Acting. So even if you call me, even because so many times producers will call me, I will sleep in sometimes 2 a.m., 3 a.m. They will need a particular scene. They will call me. We will drive. We will go to location.
Wow. In
Nigeria. Even then in the Gambia here, we'll be shooting films till 2 a.m. at night. Because I remember there's a movie that I produced here in the Gambia. What's the title? I actually produced this film with Hassan A. Conte. Okay, I think I'll remember the title. We produced this film. We shot the film at Lamen. You understand? So sometimes we'll be filming, till 3 a.m., 2 a.m. at night, midnight, and we'll be in the forest. We'll be shooting that film. Okay,
Wow.
The Brave Restless Students. That's the title of the film.
Wow.
You understand? So, but you see actors, they will say, we cannot, I cannot be on set till after 7. I cannot be on set till after this time. And they will even be on set. You'll be talking to them. They will be doing another things.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Ms. Dabo. Finally, what do you have before we say bye? Time is against us.
Well, what I actually have is that, I want to tell Gambians that, Gambians can definitely do it. So, because they are talented, they have the talent, so they can achieve big things, when they have support, So basically, that's what I have to say. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I know your mom must be very proud of you, your family members. And is that your brother?
Yeah, it's my younger brother.
Wow, nice. What's his name?
His name is Keba Dabo.
Keba Dabo. So
Yes,
that is what it is. So thank you very much for coming, and we wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you
We
so
at
much.
QTV will make sure we follow your steps. Whatever you do, don't hesitate to contact us,
Yes,
and we'll show
absolutely.
it to the world.
Yeah.
And be reminded, our sponsors are displayed on the table here. We have the Olinda tea. We have different flavors.
Lido,
We have the, we have the Lido coffee as well. They are very good. They taste very good. We also have the milk, the cow milk, Lido cow milk. It's a good one as well. So it's important for you to go and if you are a tea addict, coffee, or you want milk, of course, this is the best, and it will make you active throughout the day. Well, Julde, this is all we have today.
Until we come your way tomorrow.
And tomorrow we are planning to stage a fantastic Valentine program for you on QTV. So have a nice day.